Chris, the Dating Doc here, and I'm going to do a Dating Doc Raw video, which is a sort of a review of another video from Steve Williams from The Man Mindset, where he goes in on some of these toxic P-way dating coach types that unfortunately have a lot of followers, but they really have no character to back up their belief system. So let me give you a quick background, because a lot of people, they may see me, they may see low views or low count and think, okay, who's this guy? I've been doing this for 10 years, okay? I'm doing true date coaching. I'm talking, I have the experience gaming out there. And when I talk about game, I'm talking about quality woman that you could marry as well as you could smash, okay? These aren't women that are just these trashy, busted challenge, want to go out there and just try to get your attention to make up for the lack of self-esteem, self-image issues they have, and all that stuff. No, these are women that are educated, they're financially responsible, they are emotionally healthy, right? We all get into our drama, so that's normal. But these are the kind of women, these are the kind of experiences that I have compared to some of these dating coaches where they're chasing these almost blow up dolls. Okay. And I mean, no offense to women overall, because we know there's some beautiful, strong, independent ones out there. And that's not simping mode. That's reality. There's quality in every which way. Unfortunately, when you flip it around to the quality of men out there, having a little bit of charisma and having some YouTube clout does not mean you're right. And I think that's a problem, that some of these folks will drink the Kool-Aid. And what I mean by drinking the Kool-Aid, I'll make this story short for the young ones, right? The ones that may not know, is drinking the Kool-Aid goes back to Jim Jones back in the 70s. He was this religious figure who convinced all his followers to go to Guyana and start this village. And they ended up drinking Kool-Aid that had cyanide in it, and they ended up dying. This was about 800 folks that ended up dying. They were actually, some of them refused to drink it, and they were held up at gunpoint until they drank it, and then obviously they passed, they died. And this is what happens with some that are in the manosphere, the fans and followers. They listened to one video, they came in before hitting play on that video, and they maybe had healthy habits, right? They actually still had hope when it came to dating. And all of a sudden they hear someone and say, man, the guy's, man, he's so convincing. He got that masculine swagger. I'm going to believe everything he says. So I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid. What ends up happening is now they're part of this cult. Whatever belief system, whether it's a pill mentality, red, blue, black, magenta pill, whatever it is, they fall into this very polarized type of thinking. And then they're gone. They're off the grid until they can unplug, which, now I say unplug, is ironically the first business name of who I'm going to name drop. I normally do not name drop because I'm giving them undue attention, but Steve Williams did talk about Myron Gaines. Okay. And here's the difference. I come from a place where I practice a lot of stoicism, and just as a man, as a grown man, this is not coming from a place of, well, he's got a lot more followers, so I'm going to use his name to see if I can get more followers. I have a lot more catching up to do when it comes to the YouTube world. So that is not where I'm coming from. I am coming from a critique of someone who has internal issues that need to be resolved, instead of projecting it through content creation, right? You can't tell me that you hate working at McDonald's, but let me show you a video on how to make some fries and how to make the best burger out there, but you really hate McDonald's. That's what's happening with some of these dating coaches, or whatever you want to call them. In the case of Myron Gaines, okay, and if you're listening to this, I know you're going to get sensitive. Okay, I got it. I learned your style. Okay, I know how you're going to react. You're going to get very overly sensitive, very emotional, because someone mentions your name in a negative light. It's something I'm sure that you meditate on, you think about when you're alone. The fact that facts are people don't like you. The difference is I want you to get better. Okay, and I mean this as a fellow brother who's in this space, is I want you to get better, because guess what? Your content is out there. It is more than likely permanently out there. And if, let's say, You decide you're tired of making content, you're tired of even doing all this, and you go into corporate or you start another business, your information is out there. Okay, so you are exposing your character, you're exposing who you are. So I actually want you to get better. I'm not going to go in here and just completely trash you, but I am going to critique you, because dating coaches that come from a place of very toxic values, misogyny, talking about you need to punish women for not doing something. Okay, for example, the example that Steve Williams brought up, which I liked, was if you set a date with a woman and she couldn't go for some reason, she had to reschedule, she didn't even text you back. Keep in mind some patience. Okay, don't punish her. Punish her means that you are boo-boo hurt and you want to get revenge on her because you got emotional. What you need to do is take a step back, keep yourself busy, work on your grind, work on your business, go work out, wash the dishes, take a walk your dog, any of those things. And then let her come around. If she doesn't come around, then okay, too easy, cut her off. But if she comes around, realize that she might have had to go to a funeral. Maybe she had a job interview she was really worried about, and she wanted to Google job interview tips, or she wanted to research the company and she wasn't in the right headspace. Maybe, just maybe, some other guy on a dating app trashed her because she took 2 minutes too long to respond. So now she's thinking, you know what? I'm just not going to mess with this dating thing, tonight. Or I don't want to show up to this date tonight. But then all of a sudden, you got folks out there who have a good following, whether it's genuine following or they're paying for it, right? Who are saying, punish her, you're going to pay for drinks. No, dude. You're putting your character out there. And guess what? I don't know how old you are. I believe he's like 27 right now. Myron, aka Amru, right? I'm using my real name. Why don't you? But Amru, one day, yes, you're going to be 35 and years and 45, right? Knock on wood, nothing happens, but you make it to that point. You're going to have a lot of trial and error to realize your own mistakes. And you need to realize your own mistakes. If you're too busy with the fact that I name dropped and you're just getting all up in your feelings, no. If you don't remember me, we did a live panel together and I cut you off because you're trying to get loud with me. You're trying to get very stupid and disrespectful. I wish I can find the panel so I can record that, so I can show people how, no, I'm going to practice my own boundaries. I'm not going to let some young punk who gets over in his feelings, who was probably drunk during the panel, by the way. Okay, I'm not going to let someone who, if we're in a work environment, you're just a young, energetic guy who's trying to, get that attention. Hey, look at me. I need that validation. I got you. I've been there. Okay, but I've also grown from that. But yes, in case you forgot, we were on a panel with Afi. Afi Kingdom was hosting it, and you try to get silly with me. So I say this because a lot of people are trashing you. Okay, but I'm very stoic about this. I don't love you, but I don't hate you. Get away from toxic advice. Okay, and I don't mean that in a condescending way just because I'm older. I mean that as someone who understands that you could be risking future career opportunities by pushing this stuff out there. Because the articles and the videos critiquing you are already out there. They're permanent. Okay? Do not get more focused on your YouTube followers and metrics and whatnot that you lose out on that self-reflection. Because again, one day you may snap out of this and say you want kids. What's going to happen now? There's evidence out there. One day, maybe you want to join a financial advisor firm and you want to invest in a company. And guess who the top seeder, the top angel investor is? It's a woman. Then she finds out, she Googles, looks you up, bam, they throw you out of there. And all you want to do was invest in a company. 5 or 10 years from now, they may not even use the term manosphere. They may not even use the term red pill. It'll be some other whatever. We'll be on magenta pill. Who knows? Someone else will come out with a book that'll change men's lives for better or worse. All I'm saying, okay. And real quick, Steve Williams, if you're listening, again, I have a lot of catching up to do, so I'm not even trying to use people's names for clout. Trust me, I've been doing this for 10 years. I was a dating coach first, who's now trying to be a content creator, not the other way around. You can look me up. I can easily guide you to videos of me doing interviews with local media, national media, talking about my dating business. Okay. Not content creation that then became some sort of Patreon membership. No. I've been doing this for a while. But Steve Williams, going back to this, I really enjoyed about 85% of the video. I actually found it through Black Pill Truth. That's actually where I found the snip. The only thing I didn't like is you mentioned ethnicity and background when it came to Myron Gaines. He said something to the point of his real name must be something like Akbar, and we know that him having a Muslim name won't resonate in the States. So, he should be really using Akbar or pork, right? And obviously you were talking about pork, alluding to the fact that Amru, aka Myron Gaines, is Muslim. In defense of that didn't sit with me well. Because Steve Williams, if you try to do any kind of date coaching, let's say Puerto Rico, and you change your name to Papi Chulo, I'm going to call you out on that. I'm like, dude, this guy's real name is Steve Williams. He should be using Steve Fried Chicken, right? That don't sit with you well. And again, I say that not as a racist, not as a bigot. I'm trying to frame it in what if someone did that? You see what I'm saying? So I agreed 85% with what you said about Myron Gaines. I know you brought up Kevin Samuels as well, but I have to look at it from both sides. Okay. And I'm being fair about this. I don't want you to, again, also get up in your feelings, because there's a lot of get up in your feelings in this manosphere. Don't want that. But just like you have the right to call people out or critique them, right? I call it more of a critique more than calling out. This isn't beef, it's like hip hop beef for the manosphere. That's childish. But I also have the right to be able to say, hey, whoa. Everything was cool, but hey, let's not talk about Akbar and he's Muslim. Who cares if he's Muslim? Really? Who cares? Are you stereotyping? Are you alluding to the fact there's a problem because he's Muslim? Now, yes, he might be misrepresenting himself, but that's a whole nother topic. But don't go into, excuse me, don't go into he's from Sudan and this and that. Who cares? You emphasize on that a little bit too much. Okay, that's called an ad hominem. Actually, shoot, that might even be borderline racist, but that's just me. All right, well, I mentioned I got a lot of catching up on YouTube, subscriber-wise, but you know what? Click and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and spread the word. Again, I'm not, excuse me. I'm not here to trash people, but let's hold people accountable. If we can get better, we're doing okay. All right, signing out.